Hey everyone, thanks again for dropping by my YouTube channel Gotlegs. Today I wanted to do a short introduction of myself, and instead of doing the regular my name is blah 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 and blah blah blah, I wanted to do something different. So I asked myself 14 questions and you can see them here. Well, I'm 31 years old. I live with my girlfriend and our newborn son who's just turned a month a couple of days ago, and my cat Dave, which you probably have seen in some of the other videos. We live in a small city just outside of Copenhagen, which is the capital of Denmark. I'm 178 centimeters tall, weigh about 80 kilos. I'm 82 at the moment. It swings a bit. And I have an FTP of around 320, 330, depending on the season and the bike I'm riding. It's a bit lower right now as we're in the off season, but I manage. I've been cycling since 2006, I think it was. In 2006 I bought my first real road bike. I've always been cycling. It's something you do in Denmark. So I've always been cycling ever since I was a little boy. And every summer I'd go out, ride long rides of up to 45 minutes when the Tour de France was on. But in 2006 I bought my first real road bike, which was a Colnago Master Olympic. And ever since then I've just been bitten by the cycling bug. I work for the largest house builder in Denmark, and I work as a marketing coordinator. So I work with marketing. Currently I have 2 bikes and 1 coming. I have my TT bike, which is a specialized S-Work Shift TT with NV wheels. I've done a short video about that previously. And my winter bike is a Cannondale Cat 10 with SRAM red and different components on it. Also done a video about that. And then I have a bike coming. I have a specialized S-Works new tarmac bike coming. I've done some videos about some of the components I'm going to put on it. It's being custom made, or at least the finish is. So right now it's in Italy, but it's coming together over the next month or so, probably. No. I did a race 2 years ago, and it was the last race before I moved from the category, the C category to the B category. And for the first time in my cycling career, I actually made the decisive break with 2 other guys. And as we were riding along, I felt really comfortable and we got into a good rhythm. So on the last lap, they started attacking, and I still felt that I had something to give and had a decent chance of winning this race. So as we approached the last maybe 4 or 5 kilometers, one of the guys attacked and I had to close down the gap. And as I did that, I did it, I didn't do it like this. I took my time, didn't want to go too deep, because I had an idea that the other guy would attack just soon after I had closed the gap. So as soon as the gap was closed, the other guy attacked. So instead of following him, I wanted the other guy to close the gap, and he couldn't. So I watched the other guy pretty much ride ahead and win the race. And my biggest regret is that I didn't close that gap, because I would have beaten them both in the sprint without contest. I would have won that race if I had played it safe. My favorite rider, I have a couple of riders I really admire. I like Peter Sagan, he's a great rider. I love Fabian Cancellara, who's just recently quit. But then I have 3 guys that I mainly go to during the season. Alberto Contador, I really like his riding style. I like the way that he never gives up and that he's always on the attack. I know a lot of you probably will say that, well, he doped and all that. He probably did. I don't really care. I like his riding style. I don't look into it whether he doped or not. The second one is Daniele Benatti. There's just something about him. I can't really put my finger on it, but he's just an awesome rider, and he has a style and a grace that you don't often see on a bike. I'm actually going to make it 4 riders. So the 2 first are covered now. The third, Phil Gaiman. Ever since I read his book, Cycling on $10 a month or whatever it's called, I really enjoyed him. He has a cool way of telling bicycle stories and has a humorous angle to the whole cycling community, a bit like David Zabriskie did back in the day. And the fourth rider is Daniel Oss. He's just awesome. My favorite food, I have 2. I can't limit myself to one. I have 2 favorite foods. One is a traditional Danish dish called tarteletter. Probably won't see that much around in the world, but it's a very good Danish dish. And it's basically a stew with different vegetables and meats in it, and then put in a piece of, it's not bread, it's I don't know what it's called. A small roll or something. It's not a bread, it's a basket of dough. And the other thing, I really, really like pizza. And especially the Neapolitan pizza. My favorite bike race is actually Liège-Bastogne-Liège. There's something about the whole race. It's a long race. It has good hills, but not too many. And I really like the previous versions that have been. It seems to be a race where there's always a constant attack. I know the last couple of years it's a larger group coming in to the finish, but if you look back to I think it was 2011 with Philippe Gilbert and the Slack brothers going at it with Gilbert winning the race. I really like that race. It's not easy to pick your favorite Grand Tour, not at all. I really enjoy them all, but the one that keeps coming back to me is always the Tour de France. There's just something weirdly about it. I know the racing in the Giro and the Vuelta are sometimes better than the Tour because they're not that defensive in the Giro or the Vuelta. But there's just something about the production and everything. They have great imagery from the Tour, and it's also where the biggest stars come together. My favorite team kit is a bit difficult. I've never really been a fan of Team Sky. I think they're too simple. I think Team Lotto Belisol a bit boring. I know a lot of people say that they're great designs and all that. I actually really like the Team Tinkoff design that they did last year and this year as well. And also the Cannondale. There's just something. It's just nice to see a kit being a bit different than the norm. It has to be That Thing You Do. It's a movie about a band in the 60s, I believe, with Tom Hanks being their manager and how they evolve and then they break up after being a one-hit wonder. So That Thing You Do. I listen to a lot of different music. I'm really much into the harder rock categories. I like heavy metal. I like punk a lot. I like regular rock. But the heavier genres are the where I thrive. Currently, I'm listening a lot to Avenged Sevenfold. They just released a new album called The Stage. And also, I have to listen to the new Metallica album. I've heard the first 3 singles, and they sound awesome. So I'm very much looking forward to listening to the entire album later on. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll get all the video you want. And also look at my other videos covering different various topics. So for now,